Howdy folks, Brett here. The trend these days is to hate on Windows, especially Windows 11. I'll admit some of the reasons are valid. It's not perfect. No operating system is. Microsoft released Windows 11 in October of 2021. It's hard to believe it's been nearly 5 years. A major issue I had, and many other people had at launch, is a lot of the features were removed or deprecated, some of which have been re-added. Also, people did not like the new start menu, the centering of the taskbar, and other changes to the user interface. There have been a ton of articles regarding privacy and security concerns. As many of you know, I've done a ton of videos talking about this, showing which features and settings to change to make it more private, and there's the whole Windows recall debacle. Let's not forget Microsoft's AI they call Copilot being shoved into every aspect of their operating system and apps. Despite all of its problems, according to the latest data worldwide from StatCounter for desktop operating systems, Windows has a 60% market share. In unknown, these are computers using VPNs, privacy extensions, etc., so they weren't able to identify the operating systems. What we do know, combining the operating systems for Mac, it's around 14 to 15%. Then there's Linux, which has a very vocal minority, sitting at around 3%. With the thousands of comments in our videos over the last 5 years of just switch to Linux or I'm switching to Linux, one would think they would be at least to 10% by now, but they're not. So instead of just choosing the low-hanging fruit and hating on Windows like everyone else, I'll give you the reasons why people will keep using it or switch back to it despite its problems. The first reason many people will not switch from using Windows is software compatibility. Just about any program you would ever need is made available for it, free or paid. Even though some of those programs may also be cross-platform, available on macOS and Linux, I can tell you firsthand as a developer, because Windows has a larger user base, that features and bug fixes are prioritized over the other operating systems, with the Linux versions almost always being the last. The popular video editor, DaVinci Resolve, is a good example of this, with Linux users complaining lately that they're having tons of issues when using it. Then there's software that's not made for Linux at all, like those in Microsoft Office, and those included with Adobe's Creative Cloud, like Photoshop and Premiere Pro. Sure, you could use compatibility layers like Wine or virtual machines to run those programs, but honestly, most people don't want to have to deal with that. So to sum it up, because Windows, by a large margin, is the most used desktop operating system, getting the most attention by developers, it's not easy to switch to another OS, especially if you require specific software and the features in those programs. The second reason is quite obvious. Most people like familiarity, and for some it's hard to change to something else, no matter what it is. They're often hesitant of having to learn a new set of tools, having learned them already in Windows over the years, and in some cases, decades. On Windows, they know for the most part how it can help them with schoolwork, in their professional life, and other stuff. In other words, people hate change. Having to learn how to navigate, use programs they're unfamiliar with, can be a difficult task for some people. So just telling them to switch to Linux, or just switch to a Mac, is easier said than done. For gamers, PC gaming in Windows is a big reason not to switch. It's still the most dominant platform, with games appearing there first, before being made available for macOS and Linux, and sometimes not being on those platforms at all. On macOS, it's actually quite embarrassing. The newer Macs are capable of running today's most demanding games, but what's available is sort of a joke. But I do have to give huge props to Steam. Their Steam Deck, running their own operating system, SteamOS, which is Linux-based, has seen the number of games playable on Linux skyrocket, but still falls quite a bit short from the number of games available for Windows. For many businesses and schools, Microsoft has them locked into their walled garden, keeping customers using their products. For example, the software in their Office suite, like Outlook, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Even if employees and students wanted to switch to another operating system, they can't. It's as simple as that. For normal, non-technical people, installing another OS on their PC, they think it will be difficult, so they don't do it. I realize most of you watching this already know how to do it, so it's easy for you. If you want to install macOS, forget about it. While it can be done, Apple makes it nearly impossible to do this on anything but a Mac. Actually, installing any of the Linux distros is not that hard to do. But it's not as easy as those just switch to Linux people would make you think. You have to create the installation media, back up your files, and if dual booting, split the partitions. Most computer manufacturers do not offer official support for Linux, especially if you bought that computer with Windows preloaded, then later on installed one of the Linux distros on it. If something goes wrong, you most likely will not get any help. So you're on your own with this one. While you can now buy Linux PCs from various manufacturers for a reasonable price, Apple's Mac computers are still relatively expensive for what you get. So that can be a barrier for entry for some. Apple did release a less expensive priced laptop recently called the MacBook Neo with a starting price of around $600. While Apple does make good chips these days, it's not using a Silicon M series chip. It's using the A18 Pro chip that's similar to the one in the iPhone 16 Pro. So this can limit its capacity for heavy, sustained, and creative workflows. Also, the Neo is limited to just 8 GB of RAM, which is fine for basic tasks. But when running powerful programs, like video editing software, as an example, it will cause performance issues. Thanks for watching. I fully realize sensitive Linux and Mac users not using their brain will be offended by this video. They shouldn't be, but whatever. There are real-life reasons people can't switch from Windows to something else. That's all I'm doing in this video, is pointing those things out. And with that, I'm out of here. Cheers.